See, if I don't say nothing, then what are they going to do, you know what I mean? I want to find out. So we're going to do this for 9 minutes. Right. That's enough of that. All right, so I was taking a piss the other day, you know, like in a toilet, you know? And then, like, one of the buttons fell off my shirt, you know? So I did a quick inspection to find out which button it was, and I quickly realized that it was one of the unfastened buttons. Guys, you'll never feel as fat in your entire life as the day the unfastened button simply can't take it anymore. I like to think it was just sitting there, staring up at the rest of the shirt, seeing all the other buttons stretched tight for dear life. He's like, fuck it, man, I'm getting out of here while I can. I'm gonna take my chances in the watery depths and whatever lies beyond. You know, I gotta hand it to the other buttons. In the face of tragedy, they really held things together. So that's a pun about buttons. It's gonna be the low point of the show. Thank you guys for sticking through that. I appreciate it. I'm a server. I work at a bar that has a lot of strange rules that I don't quite understand. Like, one of them is that you have to be clean shaven unless you're growing a beard. Which I've never really understood, because A, I wasn't aware that there were other options. I also didn't know that you could just take basic facts about the universe and proclaim them to be restaurant policy. I don't know, you could be like, hey man, from now on, if you drop a cup, it's going to accelerate at 9.8 meters per second squared towards the ground. It's our new policy. It's got nothing to do with gravity. I'm really bad at my job, because I try to be like the kind of snarky, smart-ass waiter guy. Sometimes it backfires on me. For example, one time a lady asked me if she could have a water. As a joke, I said no. And then I forgot to bring her a water. So in her mind, she simply asked for a water, was told no, and then never got a water. So you guys, sometimes you gotta earn your bad Yelp reviews. And I get a lot of bad Yelp reviews, guys, I really do. I've gotten so many that I no longer give my name to tables. Which is really backfired, because now there's just a bunch of reviews on Yelp that describe me physically. So Yelp is just full of reviews like, Don Draper might be a great businessman, but not a good server. Almost certain that was about me. I don't appreciate that laughter. That joke used to have like wildly different tags, and then I got my first haircut in 3 years. So one day I just walked into a barber and I was like, yeah, just take like 2 feet off my act if you don't mind. So I'm working on it. See how it goes. Used to be a bunch of like political groups that would come into the bar. They would just talk politics, and I really didn't like them at first, but I put more thought into it, and I realized like that group of guys is really not that much different from the founding fathers, you know? If you really look at what the founding fathers did, you know, history makes them out to be this group of old men. They weren't. They were young men. They were in their late 20s or early 30s. What they did is they saw a problem in the world. They got together in a bar. They talked about it until eventually they overthrew the most powerful government in the entire world. I think we could all learn a lesson from that today. It also means there was at least one server in 18th century Boston that fucking hated the founding fathers. It just every day would have a news story about how big a bag of shit all these dudes were. Yeah, they came in today, fucking talked for 6 hours, and left me 4 shillings. Can you believe that shit? And I can't be too surprised. They didn't spend the entire time bitching about their taxes. But I swear to God, if they ask me one more time why we're out of tea, I know goddamn well why we're out of tea. These are strange times for our country. Like, as a comic, I don't know, how to handle it because I want to just make people laugh. I don't really want to get political, but sometimes I feel the need. Like, in these times that we have today, like, I think we got to do something. Like guys, there are in this city, there are literal Nazis running amok in this town. And I think it's time we finally do something about it. I think tomorrow at noon, we all need to meet at the town square. We need to make our voices heard. We need to let them know that the Chattanooga Parking Authority cannot get away with this anymore. Today, I parked in a spot that didn't have a parking meter. So I didn't pay a parking meter. While I was at work, they installed a parking meter and gave me a fucking ticket. And I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, maybe the parking meter was there the whole time and you just didn't see it because you were late for work. No, I know it wasn't there. You know how I know? Because I helped pull it out of the fucking ground last week. Gotta do something, guys. I do think this nation's gonna be okay, though. I really do. Not too long ago, I went to a music festival. I was waiting in line for the bathrooms, and there was a pretty long line, We're just going in and out. We're just peeing. But the line wasn't moving fast enough for one great entrepreneurial soul. So he did something that I've never seen before. What he did, he took a trash can from one side of the bathroom to another corner of the bathroom. He started pissing in it. And immediately afterwards, I watched democracy happen in real time, guys. Because right after that, the entire bathroom took a vote. And we said, hey, if you think that's a urinal now, go piss in that trash can. And guys, overwhelmingly, the yays had it. And that let me know, deep down, that when this country has a good idea, we're still willing to work together to achieve a common goal. And I think that's really important to keep in mind these days. I like stealing food. It's one of my favorite things to do. Technology has opened up a lot of great ways to do it, man. My new favorite way? It's called Uber Eats. A lot of bars have Uber Eats now. What you do is you walk into a bar, you say Uber Eats. They don't check your credentials or anything. They don't ask for your badge number. They just hand you a bag of food. Worst case scenario, sometimes they'll say, oh, we don't have an order for Uber Eats right now. And then you gotta put on a show. And they're like, ah, oh, god damn it! You guys put me behind! This is the third time this happened this week. I got other orders to pick up. This isn't cool, man. And they freak out. They're like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Like, what was the order? What were you supposed to have? And I go, I don't know, what's good here? Oh, the Reuben? Probably what they got. Walmart lends a lot of great ways to steal from them, and you should, because fuck them. The self-checkout lane. Self-checkout lane like 3 in the morning. Just go there and pick what you want to buy, man. It's awesome. My favorite thing, you guys know that you can get like a 16-ounce ribeye for the price of a couple bananas, 3 o'clock in the morning? All you have to do is go to the self-checkout lane and weigh it as bananas. That's it. The key is that you do have to buy at least a couple of bananas, you know? That way if somebody calls you out on it, you're like, ah, shit, man, I'm sorry. Late. Thought they were bananas. I'll get out of here on this. My roommate used to have cats. She still has cats, just don't live with her anymore. This is Natasha. Anyway, I live with Natasha and I fucking hated her cats, man, because there was like one room they weren't supposed to be in, which is my room, and like for some reason that's the only room they ever wanted to be in. They would just sit outside my door and wait, you know? And the second it was cracked for a moment, they would just rush in there. And I'd have to like fish the cats out of my room. But sometimes I wouldn't find them. Like this one time, it was like a Friday night, and I was just like watching some videos on the internet, you know, by myself like I do sometimes. I don't really remember what the video was about exactly. I think it was like some like stepbrother and stepsister, and like she wanted to borrow the car and he wouldn't want her to, but she was pretty convincing. Anyway, I was really enjoying this video, like really enjoying it, you know, and suddenly a cat jumped across my lap onto my chest. Luckily, you know, I had a free hand, so I used my free hand and I threw the cat against the wall. And then I came really, really hard. So that's why I don't really like cats, you know, because like sometimes they'll reveal deep personal truths about myself that I wasn't really ready to face. Like sometimes I come really hard when I hurt animals. I've gone my whole life without knowing that. But now I do, thanks to Natasha Ferrier's cats. That's my time.